I think...
I'm not sure if you realise, but you're talking to the Big Dipper. The Dipper was a pretty rough character when he played footy. Have a look at this. Bang.
Oh, my God.
He's changed a bit too, George.
South Australia, he'll be playing at Football Park on Monday.
Oh, my goodness. You hide yourself now, George. And I heard he got the award for being the best sportsman, so to speak. How did that happen?
And George, he got the best and fairest. He was voted the best and fairest player in the competition one year, so we've got a funny old game, haven't we?
Oh, my goodness.
Don't believe everything you see, George. Don't believe that.
I would never play this game, no.
And what do you think of tonight's game? You've already shown your colours tonight.
Yeah, the Tigers, I'm really pulling hard for them, and I think that in the end they're going to prevail. It's a wonderful game, so much energy. These guys need to be boxers.
A lot of our international guests who come here can't believe the size of the ground.
Yeah, and these guys are kicking 50 and 60 yards like it's nothing. We need these guys at home.
Now, George, I know you're a fan of the game and you've seen quite a bit of it on TV, but seeing up close the athleticism, and I guess it's a little bit more endurance than what you're used to from the gridiron players back home.
Yeah, you know, now I got the Saints and then also now the Tigers. I got people to pull for, so it makes it more important to me.
The physicality of it, George, we've seen a lot of tough bumps in the first half. No protective gear. I mean, is that also an impressive part of the game for you?
Well, you know, you like the action, and then the most important is to see that ball moving, and these athletes never getting tired like that. What do you feed these guys over here?
George, what about the Melbourne Cricket Ground itself? It hosted the Olympic Games in 1956. It's a huge stadium. What did you feel when you came in and had a look at it today?
You know what? Just think about this. This stadium could have existed in any era. Then the Olympics coming back, what are we going to do? It's going to be hard to top this.
Yeah, it's a beauty, there's no doubt about that. Do you have a team back home? I mean, who do you support in American sports?
Well, I like all of the basketball and then the Dallas Cowboys at home as far as the football. Now, I'm interested now that, you know, the Fox networks are bringing a lot of the Australian football to us. We love it.
So you get a chance to watch our game back home?
Yeah, we get a chance to like, but you need a team that you can pull for, and that's what I've been liking, I think I have now.
And George, now that you've seen a bit of the game up close, you're a fair athlete yourself. Any chance that you might have adapted to this game?
Man, these guys hit me in the stomach once, and I'm dead.
We had the great Muhammad Ali here at grand final time. Do you get a chance to catch up with him?
Yeah, Muhammad and myself, we've become great friends over the years. I like being with him, and I'm sure he loved over here. This is exciting. The crowd love what they're watching. It's very exciting.
And George, finally, have you hung them up for good, or you're still going?
Yeah, I've said that so many times that I've decided not to even mention it anymore. There is a chance that Mike Tyson and me may put on the gloves before the year ends.
Well, if you need a hand, mate, come and call me, all right?
Okay, I do. Oh, my goodness, not you. This guy needs to be in a cage.
I've just taken a photo of that. That's a beauty. Thanks, George. Terrific. Oh, what a guy.
He's a sensational
what a guy.
character, isn't he?
A break. Back with more after this. Time now for Friday Night Football's half-time drill, and the marquee matchups, well, they haven't let us down so far tonight. They've been very good, Matthew Richardson and Ben Graham, except they haven't played on one another. Jason, we wondered about Graham. Richardson, we have seen him at his best, and probably also what makes him so frustrating in the first half.
We certainly have. I mean, we see him here kicking just an incredible goal in the first quarter where he just took the bit between the teeth. He's tucked the ball under the arm and took off. Daffy's been very good, pumping the ball forward. Richardson's been fantastic, and one of the great things about Matthew Richardson is he's kicked 4 goals. They need him a little bit closer to goal. He's managed to find himself in that position tonight, and it's been one of the telling factors. Now, this is just undisciplined play. One of your senior players, one of your star players, you just can't do that. But the good thing about it was he had a few words with Jeff Geeshan at quarter time. Obviously, when he got dragged, he then came back on and he lifted again, so he has got that right out of his mind.
Ben Graham started down back for about 5 minutes, I guess, then went forward, had a huge impact, particularly in the first term forward, and then was very good in the second term at the back.
It looks like he's been playing up forward all his life, the way he's leading, and into the right positions too. His finishing was very, very good. I think there was only one, the easiest kick that he actually had. He blotted his copybook. He just stabbed at the ball a little bit, which was a bit of a worry, but other than that, he's been fantastic, and he's been on the end of some good passes, but you've got to put yourself in the right position. He certainly did that. Unfortunately, circumstances demanded that in the second quarter he went down back, but he's been equally effective down there. He's been their one shining light, Geelong.
He's a class player, there's no question about that. A reminder about the Plugger video, the 1300, Plugger kicking his 1300th goal a couple of weeks ago, and he's certainly gone on with the job and continues to go on strongly. 1800 035 665, that's part of the name of game. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of people wanting to get part of that. Well, the Tigers look in the box seat from my point of vie's. It's a long way to go.
They've got a few problems, Geelong.
They do. There are a couple of goals in front. The second half coming up after this. To half-time, they'll tell us they've been inside 50 a lot more than the Cats.
They certainly do. 28-18. That's a glaring difference there, and that spells bad news for the Cats. The good thing is, though, even though they've had it in so much less, they've managed to convert reasonably regularly to stay in touch.
So that's the match stats to half-time. The Tigers a bit more of it than the Cats. They lead 8 goals, 5-6-5. Gee, Dipper, that was a highlight with George Foreman. What a night for
sensational.
George. What a night for George,
eh, Bruce? He'll go back and say, you know what, I met the guy called the Dipper.
Nah.
Hey, Jason, the bench is here, boys. Jason Snell, Kim Bizzle, David mentioned Paul Lindsay starting off for Geelong.
Gee, Mensch, interesting. Yep, go on, Dip.
And also for Richmond, we've got Broderick Harrison, Ben Harrison, Brendan Gale and Lionel Proctor.
Thanks, Dipper. Second half, Friday night football at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Stakes high here. You'd reckon the loser, there's not much to look forward to for the rest of the season. And perhaps for the winner, they can get some momentum going. Tigers out of the centre. They had the best of it in the second term. Sanderson's big fly. Holland's handball. If it sits for Knights, it's danger. Didn't quite. He's making something of it. Back to Holland. Holland... good, smothered by Ben Graham, who's been so impressive in this match. Kilpatrick's kick was smothered by Knights. Daffy's handball to McGrath. It was a hot footy. Kilpatrick's long handball was good to Scholl. Scholl, dummy was clever and found some space and then kicks the ball into the centre. That was good play by Scholl. Corrigan's got it at centre half back. Goes out wide with a little one. Cats need to get some momentum going. Raleigh to Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick's kick is not good. Ottens has got time to look around. Back to McKee. Back to Kellaway. Back to McKee at half back, almost up to centre wing. Kicks with the left foot to half forward. Holland the front spot. Graham works him underneath the footy. Scholl getting back. Has a bit of time again. The handball reasonable. Sanderson, well, that's a shocking looking kick off the boot. Oh, it's a beautiful pass taken by Arnott.
Well done, Bruce. Arnott on the end of it. It wasn't meant for that player, but Geelong, gee, they've got a chance. I thought Ben Holland's hand pass for Matthew Knights, missing its target by more than a metre going forward, might be costly for Richmond because Geelong have got the ball at the opposite end of the ground now. Derek Hall's kick, well, uncontested mark. That's not good enough as far as Geelong are concerned. Brad Ottens gets the hand pass away to Rogers. Rogers left foot kick out wide. Campbell was good a moment or so ago with his centre clearance, but on this occasion it's punched away for a boundary throw-in. McKee coming off the ground, replaced by Harrison. Over the shoulder, the crowd out in the outer would have suggested there. And it looked as though it could have been paid that way too to Wayne Campbell, but not forthcoming. It's thrown in right half forward for Geelong. Dragicevic, number 7, after the football, trundles over, so it'll be thrown in once again. Gary Hocking having a lot of trouble getting into this game. 3 kicks and 4 hand passes. He's a better player than that, and he is the captain of this club. He's got to be on the ground and he's got to be getting a bit more of the footy. So we'll watch his form in the second half quite closely. Ball at the feet there of Dragicevic. A little bit too close to the boundary line. 53 plays 41 early in the third quarter. Richmond have control. It's not a big margin. It's not convincing enough. Geelong still very much a chance in this game. A few of the interesting matchups. Duncan Kellaway has been terrific on Gary Hocking. Kellaway's had 11 possessions himself, as well as negating the effect of the Geelong captain. Up high went Kellaway and knocked it away from Brenton Sanderson for another boundary throw-in.
Mooney's going to have a big second half, you'd reckon. He kicked 3 goals after half-time last week.
He did, and great to see Derek Hall's on as well. That gives him another creative option up forward.
And Ben Graham's gone to full back, so they're probably going to stick with him there now. Free kick. Is it going to go to Barnes, is it?
They're paid by the umpire that wasn't in control of play at the time, Bruce. So Barnesy is really going berserk here. He's very upset. That's the second occasion where he's had probably good reason. I mean, Barnesy is just trying to get at the footy, and that's all he's trying to do, and that's what he's suggesting to the umpire.
Tough call, I think. Ottens' kick is a good one. Richardson, well done, McGrath on that occasion. Campbell squeezed it out. Getting back there was Mansfield, who get a free kick. Advantage given. Scholl coming across the ground. Not much advantage in all of this. In fact, the Tigers are in the van here. Hocking kick off the ground okay to centre wing. Arnott hasn't really attacked the footy. Did reasonably well in the end. hasn't been able to hold his feet, dragged down. Holland again misses Knights with a handball and then gives away a free kick surely into the back of the Geelong player.
Yeah, Bruce, we've talked about this a couple of times in recent weeks. The reason that wouldn't have been paid is because in the umpire's mind, the player who was pushed in the back effectively caused or contributed to that by diving across the ball. Now, we may disagree with it, but that's what they're told.
Mooney to Arnott. Arnott's got to get involved here. Hooks it back. They may get a lucky bounce. Little give. Didn't go far by Riccardi. Taken by Campbell. Campbell's kicked the centre-half forward.
Contest there? No, there's no contest. McGrath outpointed by Matthew Richardson. Marked safely on his chest. He kicked the goal at the other end of the ground from this distance. Why doesn't he go back and thrill us again? But he doesn't. He kicks quickly. It's the biggest mongrel punt kick he's ever put on it. Platt not able to control the footy. In goes Evans. The Richmond forwards. Dragicevic. Left foot snap by Dragicevic. Right to the line. Knocked over by Carl Steinfort for a rush behind to the Tigers. First score of the second half to Richmond. 8-6 plays, 6-5. 13 points the margin in favour of the Tigers. Ben Graham to kick the ball in. He's kicked 3 goals at the other end of the ground in a key forward post. Up high was Chaffee, able to gather at the second attempt. Raleigh the tackler. In goes Riccardi. Out wide to Barnes. Barnes on the left foot. Kicks into the middle of the ground. One-on-one contest. Mooney and Gasper. Was that in the back? All clear according to the umpire. Geelong will go forward. Chance here for Corrigan. Back onto the right. Kick smothered off the boot. Opportunity for Lowther. Shrugs the tackle. Played it pretty well. Mooney's right foot kick towards full forward. Burns and Rogers. Rogers hanging on. Burns beaten for it by Arnott. He wanted it. Hand pass away by Barnes. Harrison tackled by Hall. Good footy, making it difficult. The Tigers across that half-back line. Gasper, he clears, squeezes the kick out, lands the ball on centre wing. Brad Scholl must have some strength in his body. Shrugs plenty of tackles. Graham across to Steinfort. He's caught with the footy.
Oh, he punched it, but he's been penalised for not punching it. But in fact, I'm sure he punched the ball, so it should have been called as play on.
Sampson kicks the ball towards half forward. Oh, great mark to Platt. Terrific mark to Platt. He's going to play on. He's been allowed to do it. He goes for goal. And I think it is a disappointing result for Richmond.
And that's the second time that Platt has given Michael Mansfield a bit of treatment after the marking contest, and ball comes down here and Michael Mansfield doing his fair share there too. That's what Michael Mansfield was upset about.
Ben Graham banging it back in.
Oh, look at that.
Kicked the ball to the centre. Terrific stuff. Riccardi to Barnes. Barnes slipped. Did he get a push? Play on called. Well done, Corrigan. To fall for. Burns has got it. Has he? Yes. Must kick a goal, Ronnie. He's teased and promised in the last fortnight a bit, hasn't he?
He was lucky to get a second chance.
Their hearts must have been in their mouths. Must know when he went for it.
That's the perfect pass. I mean, delivered it beautifully on the opposite foot, and it's just hit him flush on the chest. Very lucky to pop up and get a second chance. He needs to make the most of it now.
He's got to take the mark in his hands, Jace.
Dipper down there, so just to close it a bit, and the Cats need it. See the angle. He's missed it. It's a bad kick. Just struggling, Ronnie. He missed a couple through suspension, came back, kicked 3 and then 4, none last week. And what it did, of course, it also took him further away from goal, didn't it? An extra 5 metres by the time he controlled it. Made it even harder. Bowden's kick, good for length. Wanting Campbell out wide. This has been a good game all night. I hope you're enjoying it. Arnott's little give to Derek Hall. Back to centre half forward. Bowden did well, kept his eye on it. Steinfort, he's gang tackled. Knights was in there with Rogers and Bowden. And again, it's a ball up. Yeah, Steinfort looked really unlucky in the middle of the ground a moment ago when he was looked as if he gave a legitimate handball away and was pinged for holding it.
55 plays 42. Big tap forward there by McKee, gathered by Derek Hall. Couldn't get his kick away. Kilpatrick, Callaway. Callaway for Richmond. Arnott, wide, hand pass. Looked for maybe Raleigh. Oh, he does well. Got the ball to Steinfort. Steinfort's kick towards full forward. Covers the players in that area. Burns leaves it behind. Riccardi will get a goal. Peter Riccardi.
McDonald's McMatch and Win Monopoly. Peel off a game sticker and you can win big prizes instantly. Like $50,000 cash from Aussie Home Loans and Samsung Home Entertainment Systems. McMatch and Win Monopoly. Stick around. This is going to be big.
The Bank of Melbourne serves you better. On Saturday mornings, when the other banks are sleeping in, the Bank of Melbourne is open to serve you better. The Bank of Melbourne cuts the cost of banking.
First goal of the second half to Geelong. Minch doing the ruck work. Kilpatrick gets an important left foot to it. Raleigh quickly down towards half forward. Not able to take the mark, Andrew Callaway. Sampson with the football in front of him. Being harassed by Gary Hocking, got the hand pass away to Duncan Callaway. His kick will land close to the wing. Holland is beautifully tackled from behind by Mansfield, and he's rewarded accordingly. Ben Holland not all that happy about the decision, but it looked pretty obvious from where we were. Well done, Michael Mansfield.
Yeah. He's in trouble himself here. He's overplayed it, and he's gone, I think. Well, he'll be disappointed with all of that. Clapp strolls away, bangs it in the Richardson direction. McGrath with him. Still Bluey. He's done some good things, McGrath. He's just been outgunned. That's a great kick. Minch, it sits. He must use it. Hall's on the lead. Minch goes out wide. It's not a good kick. Hocking's the target. With him, Harrison, Arnott, I should say. Arnott under pressure. It was bad play by Minch really earlier. It was a terrible kick.
Yeah, they really had time to set that up. He had a couple of players running with him. They looked to have a few options leading up forward. And in the end, it was an ordinary kick to probably the wrong option.
Just a nothing kick off the side. Arnott always only a 50-50.
Did you ever play any football on Duncan Callaway? He's a scrounger, isn't he?
Very briefly, but he makes you earn everything. It's like having a wetsuit on, Robbo.
Oh dear, he's incredible, Duncan Callaway.
He's been fantastic tonight on Gary Hocking.
Coming back after that severe knee injury is terrific to see.
Just outside 50. Tigers leading. Cats making a little run at them here. Suddenly goals are getting tough to get. It's closed up a lot. It's 8-7 to 7-6.
Clay Sampson with the football. The ball is about 55, maybe 60 metres around from the Geelong goal. They've kicked one goal already in this third quarter. Richmond yet to add to their goal tally. They've kicked it behind. Derek Hall slipping, gets the hand pass back to Scholl. Scholl's kick is to centre half forward, Gaspar. Arnott got the hand pass away. Steinfort forced it into the clear. Raleigh's been pretty good, couldn't quite get the ball onto the outside of his boot. And it went with the flow off to the left and missed everything. Rogers kicks the ball back, does it nicely too, gets it to Knights. Knights is outside his defensive 50. Providing a lead was Chaffey. Knights ignores that and goes long. Kicks the ball in the Otten's direction. The punch was good. Dragicevic, gee, love the look of him. He's growing in stature with every taste of AFL football that he gets. Daffy again put it down there where Richardson has come out and taken the mark. He can go further forward. Dragicevic, he's about to run onto the football. Tackles Graham pretty well. Handball away by Milburn. Found Lowther. Lowther from left half back. Kicks the ball to centre wing. High over the top. Mark not taken by Ottens. And desperate stuff there by Gary Hocking. Knocks the ball clear for a boundary throw in.
And not deliberate out of bounds because the umpire would have felt that Gary Hocking was probably just trying to hit the ball away from the hot spot being the contest. And so has to be given the benefit of the doubt if that was his intention.
McKee straight off the bench into the ruck contest. Chaffey leaves it behind. Minch does well. Corrigan. Kick has been marked further forward by Riccardi. Uses the ball pretty well, Peter Riccardi. And into the face there of Mooney. But Gaspar was pretty desperate. Hand pass intercepted. Mooney hacks it out of the air. Gets the ball to half forward. Raleigh tackled. Did he have the football? The umpire calls play on. Geelong fans aren't happy with that one. Powell kicks the ball for the Tigers to half forward. Spectacular leap by Richardson. Not able to take the mark. Kicked away by Tim McGrath for a boundary throw-in.
Now, Johnny, was he slung to the ground without the ball then?
Oh, I think he was, yes, Chase.
George Sanderson was good a moment ago.
Not much doubt about it.
By golly, that seat you sit in, John's hot, isn't it, eh?
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
Sanderson running back into Richardson, making it even harder, was a terrific effort. McGrath was always under the pump to hold him. Campbell Look away handball, good to Chaffee. Chaffee's kick neat to full forward. McGrath waited for it. Otten's attacked it. Sanderson, quick kick around the body. Important bit of play here. Cats coming at the Richmond at the moment. Well done. Sampson off the ground of the pocket. McGrath and Richardson. He's dangerous here, Richardson. It's a behind.
He's kicked that nearly 50 metres off the ground.
4-3 to Richardson. We're talking about Sampson booting it out of mid-air, getting it down the line. 56 plays 48. There he is, premiership player at Adelaide. Bang.
Just perfect contact.
Ben Graham, that's what's in front of him on this cool, still night for footy.
Screaming for a penalty, I would say, Richmond fans.
Graham's kick. Riccardi and Minch the targets, but good mark. Taken by Holland, having a very good game. He overkicked it though. Cats have a chance here. I like Riley's game. He's under pressure this time. Daffy kicked it. He did hack it out. It's going to come back.
Yes.
In danger. I think if you're ever going to call it, that's one that probably is in danger.
That's right. It's got to be likely to cause injury, and that one certainly was.
I think that's a good call. Riley at half-back. He's had a fair bit of the footy.
15.
Just pops it up. Mooney was good there in the contest. Hocking struggling, went to kick it off the ground. He'll be sick of Kellaway by the end of the night. Scholl, he's gone forward. Still Scholl. Still Scholl. He's going to get it now. Knight's hung on to him for a long time. We'll argue about it in a moment. Kicks to full forward. No flyers for the Cats. They all stood down. Gasper's having a terrific match on Mooney.
He is.
Takes the mark at full back.
Certainly is, Bruce. Darren Gasper. He's a determined player in defence for Richmond. Kicks it out wide where Ben Holland has taken the mark. That's Ben Holland's 7th mark for the game. His 12th possession. Richardson judged it well but couldn't hang on to the ball. Kicked away by Corrigan for a boundary throw-in. Well, Geelong have thrown a lot at the Tigers in the early part of this third quarter. They've kicked just 1 goal, but more importantly, they've held the Tigers goalless so far in this term. We're more than halfway through it. Tigers have had the ball across their half-forward line and full-forward line on half a dozen occasions. But at the moment, with maybe just a little sprinkling of rain falling at the cricket ground, they are still to kick a goal in the third term. Knockdown gathered by Knight's got the hand pass away to McKee. Now the advantage is with Richmond. McKee's kick is just a little ordinary. Now Sanderson, if he can get onto this, he's knocked off the football by Platt, but he did well, Brenton Sanderson, in the finish. No free kick. Yes, there is, going to Richmond, and it'll go to Justin Platt in the centre of the ground. Platt goes across the half-forward line. Oh, good mark taken by Proctor from behind Raleigh. The kick was well weighted, advantaged the Richmond player, and he's marked 50 metres from goal. There is a little sprinkling of rain falling, similar to what we experienced before the game started. Nothing really to bother the players, you would think. Maybe make the football a little slippery for the remainder of the game. Proctor, who has spent a fair bit of the first half on the bench, he's kicking from 50 metres, gets onto it, gets good impact, right to the goal line. It's right in the square. Ben Holland has the football, he can't break away, so the umpire will call for a bounce.
Robbo, Mooney's come off the ground, he's on the bench, also Barnes for Geelong. And Clint Bizzle's now gone to centre half forward.
With the rain coming down, maybe going for some shorter options here and more mobility. Looks as if it won't be Mooney's night. Gasper's done a mighty job there. Cats will try and force it through. Sanderson was actually stopped by Corrigan. Sanderson was looking for the line, and Corrigan's going to kick it out on the full, so that's not what they wanted. Knight, or rather Platt, has got it, allowed to play on, across to McKee. Back to Powell, who's a left footer naturally, and just gives it all he's got to the goal square, but hooks it as a behind. 8-9 to 7-6. The bench, Barnesy, who's well, he's got the ball a lot, as Jason said. He's probably wasted it a bit more often tonight than normal.
The worrying thing for the Geelong is they just don't appear to have many winners on the ground at the moment.
It's in a holding pattern this match at the moment, isn't it?
You could give Snell a run, couldn't you, little fella, up on the forward line maybe?
Ben Graham kicks it long, but oh gee, straight to Tigers. Cats might be lucky. They get out of it. Kilpatrick's kick. Rogers and Burns. Burns did well. He didn't interfere with Rogers, but Rogers did very well. Gasper, off balance, still manages to get an effective kick away to Proctor. Handball to Kellaway. Kellaway down the line. Little kick good. Ottens inboard. Here's a chance now. They load up here with a long one from Sampson to fall forward. Mark taken by Richardson. He's in the impossible position, so he's a certainty to kick a goal.
Exactly right, Bruce. I was going to say just that. He's kicked the incredible goals tonight, so why wouldn't he?
He's on the
why
other
wouldn't
side
he
of the
just
goal line, isn't he?
put a little check side through here?
There's his angle. Of course he's kicked it.
Hit the post.
Missed. It's a behind. It's a good try. Gee, he's had a lot of it. I've got him down for 4-4, Robbo.
Yeah, same here, Bruce. He's had 11 kicks, 7 marks, 5 hand passes, 8 shots at goal. You wouldn't say they could have all been goals, but a couple of them could have been. He could have nearly had 6 up until now.
He's covered the whole ground too, Robert, not just a full forward either.
He's an exciting player. Kick in has found Mansfield. He's in the right back pocket. Goes short to Sanderson. He in turn wide, close to the boundary line. Raleigh, fair bit of the football. Short kick. Well, it wasn't too bad. Lindsay, Burns, well done. Held it just long enough to release Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick's kick is a beauty. Really surprised Riccardi. Arnott gives the chance to Steinfort. Steinfort goes for goal. It will carry. It's a goal to Geelong. Well, Richmond have kicked 5 behind so far in this third quarter. On the other hand, Geelong have kicked 2 goals, 1, and they bring the ball game back to within 4 points. Richmond lead. We've got 4 3/4 minutes left. Steinfort, Raleigh's been terrific. Raleigh's kicked to full forward. Good, strong mark taken by Kellaway across the half-back line. Goes out wide and finds Proctor. Releases Matthew Knights. Uses the ball pretty well. And right on centre wing, Rogers is marked.
It's been good, Rogers. Normally a long kick. Goes to half forward. Richardson, McGrath. Richardson front spot, belted away. Lau, the ball still to be won here. Dragosevic was terrific. To Daffy. Loves this situation. Loads up, loads up, loads up and goals.
Honey, sure you know where you're going?
Sweetheart, it's me driving.
You're on the wrong side of the road.
Must be his first time on a bike. Dad! Who's up for a sandwich?
At Amy, we know there's a lot of bad luck going around. So when you've held a rating 1 for the last 3 years without making a claim, we believe it should be yours for life. So don't be penalised for a bit of bad luck. Switch to Amy now.
Don't you just love this country?
Lucky you're with Amy.
Daffy very good. First goal of the night. Gives the Tigers a little bit of breathing space. Richo there who, as Jason just said, he'd made a beautiful lead. Kilpatrick belts it and gets some distance to fall forward. Big fly from Kellaway at the back. Riccardi under the pump. Steinfort's been all right. Handball good to Bizzle. Bizzle gets it across to Arnott. Arnott pokes it up in the air. Hall in the front spot. Scholl at the back. The ball in the pocket. Burns running onto it with Sampson. Out of play, right forward pocket. Cats needing a goal late in the third quarter. Barnes getting ready.
Yes, Johnny Barnes chafing at the bit. He wants to have an impact. 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Throw in the right forward pocket. Lindsay, number 46 for Geelong. Brad Ottens for the Tigers to contest this boundary throw-in. Up over the top was Kellaway.
Great tap.
Tapped by Riccardi. Sets it up for Scholl. This might be the goal of the night by Brad Scholl. Have a look at that. No, he's missed. Oh, gee, that must have been pretty close too. But some good in and under work there. I think it was Peter Riccardi that knocked it out and gave the opportunity to Brad Scholl, but he kicked it behind. 64 plays 55, 9 points in favour of the Tigers. They led by 12 at half-time. The kick in, marked by Sampson. Hand pass away to Kellaway. Kellaway towards the centre wing area. Punched away by the Geelong defence, gathered by Arnott. Kilpatrick just a nice little sidestep to give himself the chance to kick it wide, but it's gathered nicely by Rogers. You can see kicked from his defensive 50, high out towards the wing, and Matthew Richardson has taken off. My golly, how long was he in the air for?
That is just a magnificent high chest mark. Look at that climbing over the pack. A beauty.
The Cadbury mark of the night, without any shadow of doubt. And a contender for the Cadbury mark of the year. I tell you what, he is just one of the most exciting players in the competition.
And Budahocki now off the ground again, and Barnes is by himself a centre-half forward.
Oh, have a look at that. Matthew Richardson.
Hope George hasn't gone home. He'd like that one, wouldn't he? Raleigh trying to get through.
4 of them got him there. That's a pretty good sign when the Tigers go at the ball like that.
Rob, I just think Geelong have got it wrong at the moment. They've got Johnny Barnes at full forward and Ben Graham at full back on Stephen McKee. I'd rather see those two swap. I mean, you're not going to save the game when you're a couple of goals down. Ben Graham's the only one who's looked likely of kicking goals. He should go back forward.
Gary Hocking, their champions, had a frustrating night. Raleigh, half back. Steinford at the back, had a fair bit of it. Platt front spot. He's going to give it a Platt. What?
It certainly looked as though Steinford had most of the footy for sure.
So Platt at half forward, good long kick to full forward. At the back, McKee got rid of a couple. Cat should get a free kick. Advantage given to Arnott. Arnott to Hall. Now they've got to use it here. Not long to go in this third quarter. 9-10, 8-7. The Cats have worked hard to get closer. Hall up and under. Not much chance for the forwards. Shoal easy to belt away for the Tigers. Harrison didn't get a handle on it. I thought Steinford was a little unlucky. Harrison's handball to Rogers. Rogers' little kick. Proctor was very good to control it. Very good. Handball over the top. Chance for Platt. Can Platt see someone running past him? He does. Gets it on to Harrison. Harrison to Knights. Knights will slow it down for the moment.
Not big possessions by Matthew Knights standards. 7 kicks and 4 hand passes. Effected 3 tackles.
But in this situation, he's the sort of player you'd like to see with the ball because he does dispose of it particularly well. Whether he does have a long shot for goal or just hangs on to it to try and find a short lead, he's the sort of person you want passing the ball from this situation.
Let's see what he does.
He's having a good look around.
Maybe forced to go long here. There's Richardson, who's a real target. Richardson leads now. Knights loads up. Long kick. Right to the square, bad result. Lindsay's got it. So in the end, it didn't work, did it at all? Oh, Lindsay. Okay, perfect. Corrigan, never in doubt. What am I worried about?
Yeah, peripheral vision there, Bruce. So Corrigan has marked the ball just inside the boundary line, and you can see there from our camera angle, right behind Corrigan, as to what is confronting that player. Sampson chips in, then goes after the footy again. Well played there by the Geelong defence. Little tap on, advantaged Steinford. Now the hand pass is taken by Graham and then knocked further forward to McGrath. The siren will sound before Geelong can gain anything from that attacking move. Peter Riccardi had taken the ball, but the siren had sounded before he had gathered. Jeff Geeshan to address his charges. They led the Tigers by 12 points at half-time. At three-quarter time, it is a 9-point margin in favour of Richmond. They lead 9-10 to 8-7.
Haven't seen that scoreline in many Geelong games so far this year. We talk so much about being the most successful attacking team this year and also having the most goals kicked against them, but it's tight. There's not much in this. At quarter time, the Cats led by 8. At half-time, the Tigers by 12. And the Tigers lead by 9 points at three-quarter time. But this game is up for grabs. Geelong have just probably got it right up forward to have a real chance. Hocking must lift. It's 9 goals 10 to 8 goals 7.